Let's shake 'em up together.
Shake 'em up? What's that?
It's a great new taste of ice-cold Thunderbird with grapefruit juice. Just pour the juice in the bottle and...
Shake 'em up, shake 'em up. Thunderbird and grapefruit juice. Shake 'em up.
That's shake 'em up.
Wow, totally together.
Thunderbird and grapefruit juice. Shake 'em up.
Now you get some.
Thunderbird and grapefruit juice. Shake 'em up.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh!
Yes! Yes! I feel like I just snorted cocaine or something. I'm so excited. And I never did that before. For the record. For the record. For the record. For the record. But I'm clapping my hands.
I bury my sombrero while I'm working on my tan. Ay, arriba, arriba. See, I'm doing it.
There wasn't no goddamn Mexicans. The Mexicans were goddamn Spaniards from Cortez when they come down here getting gold and shit from the goddamn Aztec Indians and the Mayans. Motherfuckers, y'all don't know what y'all talking about. I'm from fucking Spain. My grandpa's from Spain. We ain't from here. My great-grandpa's from Spain. We ain't Mexico. Mexicans are from Spain. So get y'all shit right.
People don't realize who brought the slaves to America. They were Jewish ships.
Wait a minute. That's a whole nother.
Are they putting human body parts in the kitchen stuff? You know,
I don't know about that. I know where they're putting human body parts into the pig supply and the pork supply.
Say, did you hear about the genocide on the news?
I sure did.
Once you've broken the ice, introduce yourself and start chatting.
I'm Melvin.
Polly.
Do you like coming to this park?
I sure do.
Me too.
Cool.
If the conversation feels stiff, ditch the small talk and bring in some playful humor.
To Kill a Mockingbird, huh? Is that book about dinosaurs?
It's actually a book about creepy guys on park benches. Relax, I'm just messing with you.
Oh.
Teasing is a good sign.
Wow. You're funny.
I guess I'm the funniest one on this bench.
But just don't go too far with it. Like this.
More like the dumbest bitch.
The World Air Guitar National Championships. Mom Jean's Genie.
She cooking a little something.
The 2017 U.S. champion, Mom Jeans.
Oh, okay.
Here it is.
Serious?
Now Mom is ready for the weekend. Here we go.
Stop the pain.
I can't.
Do it for God's sake.
They call me Two-Ton Tina, and I'm about to show you why. Cannonball. My ex-husband just bought his side chick a new car. I hope that bitch has insurance.
In 1959, we identified an enzyme called transglutaminase, better known as meat glue. It's great at bonding protein and protein byproducts together. We use it to make your steak or chicken breast look like you want it to. It doesn't actually look like that, but in the end it's all poop anyway, so who cares? Transglutaminase is made from guinea pig liver. We've also found ways to breed animals to grow larger, less healthy, and therefore tastier. For example, most factory farm turkeys are so bulky that they can't procreate themselves. Yes, someone had to manually facilitate turkey sex for me to be able to eat this. But look at this thing. It's huge. I love this thing. I feel like a Viking right now.
If you pour vinegar over your hands or over your arms on any kind of component of your skin, because of the smell and the vapor of the vinegar that it gives off, it is actually a deterrent to the crabs and they won't bite. Watch.
Why does a bus have 50 seats? And why does a Lamborghini have only 2? Because there are only a few successful people in this world that when they put their mind to something and they focus on something, that thing ends up resulting in their beautiful life. So don't ride the bus because that's for a lot of people. Ride the Lamborghini because that's only for a few people.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Hospital network in New Jersey is taking its infant identity data to a new level. Correspondent Dan Springer reports on a controversial new questionnaire that some New Jersey parents were not expecting.
Becoming a new parent is always a time of enormous change. But now, in New Jersey, some moms and dads are being asked to fill out a sexual orientation and gender identity questionnaire for their baby.
You gotta be kidding me.
Do you identify your baby as female, male, transgender, genderqueer, or something else?
What the
And then
fuck?
there's this. Which of the following best describes your baby? Lesbian or gay, straight or heterosexual?
Except for 2 things. Pizza and us. And us.
Cruised down, went over to their house. They made us homemade pizza, and it was an amazing time. I sat next to Bono. It was a good day.
That is a good day.
It was. And
She
her
can.
parties are incredible in her house, too.
Yeah, she does have good parties, and she makes good pizza as well.
She makes great pizza,
Wonderful,
yes.
wonderful pizza.
I'm really excited about the possibility of having a pizza party with a pop star. Do you have pizza parties with pop stars often? No. Okay. Just checking.
You really are a genuine fan, and it's amazing. And we've known each other for years. Yeah. You've been to my house. We've had pizza. Girl after my own heart. Do we love a pizza or what? We love a pizza. It's so much fun.
I'll name 3 names for your lady parts.
Mini Moos, a JJ, and a pizza.
And a pizza.
Honey, pizza's here.
Pizza?
Story about going and having pizza at the Clooney's in Lake Como.
Yeah, that's all in Anniston. George and I would love you to come over for pizza, but
How was the pizza? Was it good? Oh, what? Did he make it
Amal's
himself?
pizza was better than Clooney's. They both made. Everybody made a certain kind of pizza.
There's no pizza
we didn't love.
Something that he doesn't
5
do
different
better
kinds.
than
5
everybody
different
else.
kinds or 6 different kinds of pizza that night. Clooney's was excellent. Amal's was the winner.
Best pizza I've ever had in my life. Pizza I've ever had. Had some type of lettuce on it. I've never tasted this shit. Some white babies got some white babies.
You had a pizza party.
We had amazing pizza that night, and
It
then
was great. It was a blast. I mean, there's some good pictures from that night too.
Tell me about Joe and your relationship with Joe, and what do I need to know? Like, what's the thing about the ice cream? He loves ice cream. Tell me about that.
Ice cream is big. Pasta with red sauce. He can go deep on that.
Oprah and her pizza parties. So I've done some digging. This is a tweet from X, formerly known as Twitter, from February 22nd, 2014. And Oprah states, "So delicious. I'm still thinking about that mozzarella. Thanks, Jimmy Kimmel." Oprah was friends with Harvey Weinstein. Oprah was friends with Bill Cosby. Oprah is friends with Tom Hanks. Oprah was friends with John of God. Oprah is friends with Diddy. Oprah is friends with Ellen DeGeneres. Oprah is friends with The Rock.
Hey, anybody order pizza?
Give me my baby joy.
Clearly being received in some ceremonial fashion. Now, what else? This is a Timucua Indian too. This is one of the most famous. This is called the Moor with the Emerald Cluster. This was made in the late 1600s or 1700s. And it's depicting an Indian chief from Florida from 1562. 63, 64. That's when these Indians were first encountered. Northeast Florida. Notice that. Gold teeth even. Come on. They was kings, people. We was kings. You know, Rick Ross was right when he said, I think it was him, said, you know, we've always liked the bling. We've always liked flashy, you know, stuff like that. That's in our DNA. We can't help it. You can't take that out of us, you know? This could be good evidence for that. That is exactly what a black person would dress up like in ancient America, you know? Flavor Flav.
Look! Hot dogs in front of an American flag!
The oldest building you can find that's stone-built, one with pillars, the Greco-Roman style. Often they won't tell you when they were built, they will tell you when they were founded or when they were established, but very rarely when they were actually built. So I think the Tartarian Empire was what was around. I mean, it goes all the way back to, you know, Genghis Khan and further. But the style of building and the technology and the airships, which people state, as far as they're concerned, was part of the Tartarian Empire and their technology, wasn't that they were the ruling class. And in America, it wasn't really the Tartarians. They were actually a group of people called the Moors, which were black nobility. So in America, we would be talking about the Tartarian-influenced Moors. So it was almost a way of life, almost an era and a style. They were very dapper. Most of them wore hats, top hats. They even got dressed up and wore hats on the beach. Even the children wore hats. It was very much as you see the Victorians, perhaps more middle class and upper class Victorians. That was typically in the Northern Hemisphere what the Tartarians looked like and how they would appear. But in America, the Tartarian technology and the Tartarian buildings and culture was shared by the Moors. So you would say that the Moors in America fell under the umbrella of the Tartarians. So they're building the blueprints for building and technology, and these airships, for example, that was all part of the same empire, but it was divided into, if you like, subsections.
The United Kingdom is about to enact another Event 201 kind of exercise, a tabletop exercise. This tabletop exercise in the UK will involve 4,000 people, and they will run it around the country in September about a respiratory pandemic. So, we are not out of the woods. COVID is still with us. And if we don't do something now while we can, I genuinely think it's rational to believe that this scam will be run again and it will have further harms. And it would be slightly different. Maybe it's a different type of emergency, but I think we're not done here if we want to protect ourselves in the future.
They're disposing of bodies. The Reynolds family does own used to own 60% of all the crematoriums and moratoriums in the United States and funeral homes, and they would dispose of bodies that way too. Pig farms, because a couple of pigs will dispose of a body in a few minutes, and then they feed that to the populace. Yeah, don't eat pig.
That you didn't raise yourself.
Could not strongly warn people against that enough. Parasites of hookworms are serious things. That's why a lot of Southerners are what Southerners are. Understand something. Southerners and a lot of their speech and their cadence and their rhythm, it's hookworms. 9 out of 10 times.
Really?
1 for 1, they are ruled by parasites. Detox them, their brains turn on and they're sharp and capable communicators almost immediately. Serious. Tapeworms and hookworms come pouring out of them. But they were mostly fed pork diets. Whereas out west, you see a lot less of it. And in the north, because beef tended to be the predominant thing. Sheep before that, but beef tended to feed them a lot more often, and they're far less prone to feeding you the parasites. So something to consider. Change your life forever. Do a detox, man.
So the first question I have for you is, what is happening in Israel? Right now, as you know, Israel is besieging, bombarding Gaza. You might have seen the videos on social media. It is disturbing. It is terrible what is happening. The word that is happening, the word that we use for what is happening in Gaza is this word. You are not allowed to say this word on YouTube, but that is the intention. What I will argue, though, is that the truth is far more disturbing than this. What is really happening in Gaza is a ritual sacrifice. And this happens quite often in human history. What the Israelis are doing is quite horrific because it is really this sort of sacrifice. Why? Because 47%, almost half of the population of Gaza is under 18 years old. So the majority of people who are getting killed are in fact children. What is most striking or blatant about what's happening in Gaza is that we can all see it for ourselves. And it's almost as though the Israelis want us to see it and want us to hate them.
When the Mexicans took over in 1821 here, they actually helped slaughter my people too. They weren't kind to native Californians. They created a whole nother system. I mean, the Mexicans reinforced the Spanish when they came over here. They continued slaughtering us. They continued enslaving us. We were enslaved to do all the handiwork on the ranches when they got the ranchos and stuff. One of my highlights is the nearer one that says Mexico as a colonizer. So you can go look that up.
Just so you know, Mexico is extremely racist. So we have what are Guatemalans, even to its own Mexicans. So you gotta remember, Mexico was dominated by the Spaniards. The only reason I look the way I look is because I'm 65% Spaniard. Yeah. Mexicans, like real Mexicans, or which is known as Mexica, not Mexico, yes. Mexica, are 5'4", super dark with big noses and the heads pushed back. Aztecs and Mayans, like Indians. Like Indians. Yes. Well, we're natives, right? So we're blended. So the reality is, in Mexico, till this day, if you are not light complected, somewhat tall, you're frowned upon.
In the event that we're going to get a hurricane or a storm, this white shark oil will spiral in the center, and you'll see it rise just like a twist or a tornado coming up from the center. I have a method to stun a shark. I normally bite him on his nerve center, which is the nose. And my father taught me how to do that many years ago. It can be very dangerous. You might lose your nose. I learned how to make shark oil barometers. It's something that was handed down from generation to generation. The shark has to be caught the right phase of the moon to get a nice, clear, white liver. When you tend to get the livers on the dark side of the moon, the oil tends to be dark. It's a darker color than the ones at the top. That's because it was taken at the wrong time of the moon phase. Because today is a sunny day, we're going to have good weather till this evening, and then you'll see the shark oil change in color, which will go up as the weather gets bad and come down as the weather gets better. If the wind direction is going to change, also you'll see that the shark oil will slope to one side if the wind direction is coming from the south, because it goes way back to the early mariners, and they didn't have all the fancy weather stations and stuff like we've got today, so most fishermen and mariners learned to read the shark oil. I have a relative of mine. He had this flu and bad cold that he couldn't get rid of. He actually took the shark oil. 2 days later, he was cured of his ailment, because the shark oil is just like taking castor oil or something like that. Went right through and cleaned him out. Myself, I don't just rely on electronics. I still use the old method as well as the new method.
If you go inside the mystery schools, that we're in a period of land rising. And a lot of the people who got very into this in the 60s and 70s were just a little bit off time-wise. You know, this is something that was going to happen more in the period of that we're in, for example. And this is something you never hear anything about, and yet it is happening. But the idea that if a landmass comes up somewhere in international waters, it is free, a wide open country to be claimed. And so some people were in the know about this, and they would pick out different areas of international waters and they would buy them.
I noticed that my speech today was leveraging technology to create a global ocean community. I'm going to change that on you, and I'm going to leverage technology to create a new country. I'm the founder of an internet project called the Terramar Project.
Now, I've learned from the shaman of the Yupik tribe who died recently. He claims that the whales have the knowledge of the human race dating back 450,000 years. They can actually call the cetaceans in. They'll come right up to the shoreline, and they can communicate with them telepathically. He had read that at one time there was an Aboriginal tribe on the south coast of Australia whose shaman had this capability, but according to the anthropologists, none of the tribe were still alive today. But he went there anyway to check it out. Thankfully, he found 20 members of the tribe still alive. Whenever they held a ceremony, the shaman would call the whales in through the tunnel, and they would come right into the lagoon, and then a UFO would come down and land, and the occupants would communicate with the shaman and with the whales. Also had a legend that one day all the shamans capable of communicating with cetaceans would come to their sacred lagoon and all commune together. Not too long ago, as they had a seismic upheaval, and the subterranean tunnel collapsed, so the whales can't come in anymore into the lagoon. But the interesting thing is, all 20 members of the tribe have a birthmark on their chest, and it's in the shape of a humpback whale. When he was down there, they had another small earthquake, and they had this huge sacred rock right on the edge of the lagoon. And during the quake, the rock split right down the middle. All the tribal members were petrified. They thought this was a terrible omen for them. They went up to the rock to look, and I've seen a photograph of this. The whole interior of the rock is white, except right in the middle there is a silhouette of a humpback whale. It's perfectly true. Last year, all the shamans gathered there, and he's making a documentary movie of it now.
A story from a woman who claims that when she was a child, she could breathe underwater. Now, stay with me. She said that when she was a kid, she used to love being in her aunt's pool. She could swim all the way to the bottom, all the way across, and she was able to breathe underwater with ease. And she knows that she was able to do it because she even remembers trying to teach her little cousin how to do it. And her cousin was never able to, but as she got older, she lost this ability, and she just chalked this memory up as like something related to childhood trauma. She said her childhood wasn't great, and she probably just invented this idea in her head as like a false memory to make herself feel better about her childhood. But even as an adult, she's always felt this very strong connection to water, and she said that part of it is that she feels like she was made wrong because she does have what she described as an invisible disability. She has flat feet and knock-knee legs. She's in pain every single day, but when she's in the water, she feels comfortable and at ease and like she's where she belongs. But she said this isn't that strange because a lot of people with her condition are told to swim as like a form of physical therapy. She never really thought about her ability as a child until she was 27. She was at a family gathering swimming in a pool, and one day it just happened. She took a breath underwater and she resurfaced, and she was in complete shock as all of these memories about breathing underwater came back to her, but she couldn't tell anyone, right? Because she was like, they're going to look at me like I'm insane. She said at the time she was seeing a chronic condition specialist who she kind of developed like a friendship with outside of just the therapy setting. And her therapist ended up telling her that basically she was interested in having her try some spiritual methods or Reiki energy healing. And this put her off because she was like, I'm not really a spiritual person. Like, that's just not my lane, you know? That she's always been skeptical by nature, but when the doctor asks if she can try these methods on her, she's like, what do I have to lose? Because at that point she was in such chronic pain that she was barely able to move at all. The doctors told her that she was going to be bedridden by 30, and they kept putting her on all of these medications that didn't really seem to do anything for her. So her doctor starts doing what she calls reprocessing therapy, and she starts addressing what she described as repressed emotions and memories stored in the body to release trauma. She was mixing metaphysical and spiritual methods with traditional medicine in a way that was unique to her condition. And one day the doctor just starts telling her about Atlantean people, and it sounded conspiracy adjacent as this woman describes it. I guess just the nature of the conversation led her to tell her doctor that she used to be able to breathe underwater when she was a child. And she really didn't expect the doctor to believe her, but the doctor actually surprises her because she says, I could too. And then she went on to proceed how she would do it without this woman ever telling her how she did it. And it was the exact same way. She said she didn't want to tell me how she does it because she doesn't want people using this to say that they know how to do it, but she is curious if there's other people like her out there because she is looking for a scientific explanation of this, and she's 33 now, and there's not a day that she takes walking or dancing for granted. She said, I've researched, I can't find anything. I just want to know if there's more of us out there. I'm not going to say anything, but I will be reading the comments. Let her know what you think.
You know why they keep you at the Galapagos? Why, if you go, you're monitored 24/7? Why 98% of the islands are off limits to the public? It's because of places like San Cristobal Island. You know, the one named after that dog-headed Christ-bearer, St. Christopher. And St. Christopher Island, one of the lesser-known islands restricted for environmental preservation. Bullshit. Now pay attention. There are ruins there that defy everything we're told about history. Not Polynesians, not South Americans, but something older. Locals told stories of giant dog-headed beings that once lived there, only to be driven underground after some kind of catastrophe. Oh, and the stone on that island? It has the same interlocking design as places like Machu Picchu, Sacsayhuaman, and Pumapunku. We're talking laser precision cuts that modern tech still struggles to replicate. And yet, the mainstream wants us to believe some primitive culture with no written language did this with copper chisels? Bitch, please! This video is for entertainment and, what's that thing people say? Oh, right, and satire purpose only.
Okay, so funny story. When I was a kid, we had horses, and we had this one male horse that was fixed. So he was a gelding. And we would come in the barn, and he would be mounted on our mare like he still had his nuts. And my mom would always be like, yep, he's a proud boy. And I never understood what that meant. And then a couple years ago, I learned that proud boy is a rancher term for male horses that have been fixed, but they still think they're a stallion. Yeah, they really couldn't have picked a better name, more fitting, valid name for themselves. than Proud Boys.
Red Ranger, I'm the real OG, I'm the Red Ranger. Yeah, I walk a lonely road, only one I've ever known. Since my sister died, I've been going places like the danger zone. Trying to cope, them on my own. I don't need a team, I don't need Dane. I've been through enough pain. Main characters can't do it alone. They had a great crew, they help them along. I look at Leo, I look at Jason. I see the look that's in their face, and I want a crew that's like that. And then if TJ got my back, bind together in faith, flying higher than ever before. Freeze or dawn and so many more. Rain on you like a ninja storm. He went in. Bars.
Even though they had been rejected in the past for their drug problems, Rick Rubin signed on to record their next album, Blood Sugar Sex Magic.
The Chili Peppers' last album, 1989's Mother's Milk, was a surprising success. So for the follow-up, they're enlisting help from the spiritual world and recording in an old haunted house instead of a regular studio.
This is the world-famous Rick Rubin, my favorite record producer in the whole world.
He's a long-haired hippie love child who, just wants to hang out and make beautiful music for the people and for all the kids and make everybody happy, and it's a wonderful thing.
We're trying to set up an environment to make a cooler than average record. And so far, it is successful.
They produced and recorded at a mansion in Hollywood that was believed to be haunted, which once belonged to Harry Houdini. Struggling from his addiction to heroin and cocaine, Kiedis began to write lyrics about sexual innuendos, anguish, and self-mutilation. He shared a short poem he had written to Rubin, which would eventually become Under the Bridge. To this day, most people know that this song is about drugs and about Kiedis' low points in his life. But what is not commonly known is that this was a true story.
Under the bridge downtown is where I drew some blood. Under the bridge downtown, I forgot about my love. Under the bridge downtown, I could not get enough. Under the bridge downtown, I gave my life away.
On September 24th, 1991, Blood Sugar Sex Magic was released, the same day as Nirvana's Nevermind. It peaked at number 3 on the Billboard Top 200 and has since gone 7 times platinum and sold 13 million copies worldwide, their first single being Give It Away, followed by Under the Bridge.
The controversial topic is that single moms can raise sons on their own.
No, that's impossible. You can only show them how to be a good woman. Men that our mothers are telling us to be don't even exist in her bed. Our mothers are telling us to be the kind of man she can't even attract into the house. So how can she guide me to be a man when she don't even have a man? She don't even know a man. Her daddy was fucked up. Her brother was fucked up. My daddy was fucked up. She had a baby by my sister. How can she tell me what kind of man to be? She ain't mama, you ain't got a man. Or hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man. Of the man you got, look what kind of man you got. Mama, how you gonna shape us boys to be this kind of man that don't even exist but nowhere in your head?
Sir, flood is the Himalaya Parvat, is a very rainfall. And this is the China, this is the World War. And you have, do not Narendra Modi, what is this? Cancel. I know. Japan, Rus and Russia. Do you understand?
It is man-made disaster or not?
No disaster that you like rainfall is not. Because of do you understand my son? Theory. But no. You have been underestimated by the intercourse? No. Aurat, woman is the very well. What is this stuff? What are you doing? Are you messes? Anything? In this matter, 8 meter depth.
I'm practically a matador. I'm practically a matador. Fight, people taken down in Paquico. I'm practically a matador. You guys, I pray to the spirit of Jose Gomez Ortega.